First Friday has always been, for me, it's really what I based most of my art career around, was getting ready for First Fridays, and it's where I met some of the best connections I have. It just always has been a place that people congregate to, art and otherwise. It's just a great place where everyone from all kinds of walks of life congregate to. So my name is Ohriner, and I do stencil paintings, and it's mostly of movie characters, TV shows, musicians, and video games. So just a lot of pop culture. Those are my inspirations. I watch a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows, always have been, read a lot of books, read a lot of comic books, and you can see it in my art. When I was really young, in high school, I was doing graffiti, and then I switched schools, and not a lot of my friends really did that, so I kind of gave it up for a while. And then I started hanging around this tattoo shop. It was called Red Handed Tattoo Gallery. All the artists there really pushed me into painting more and doing stuff, and they would bring me to art shows where I started meeting people like Dana Anderson, Phil Limon from ISI. And from there I met other artists, and someone invited me to be a part of their art gallery. And so I said I'd love to. Did basically like residency there. I was one of the resident artists for about 1.5 years or 2 years with the Artistic Armory. And then when we closed down the Armory, I just kept up with the art. You know, I was making good money and I was having fun. I mostly chose this building because it's just so popular, especially during the days that I'm selling my art, which is First Fridays. It just always has been a place that people congregate to. I was given an opportunity to join the building and I wasn't going to turn it down. So I have 2 units here. One of them is a very small unit. It's about 220 square feet. And that one I use exclusively, because I use it more as gallery space than anything. But that one I'm gonna start using just for whoever my featured artist is for the month here at Screamin' Demon Art. And they will be able to curate the entirety of the inside by themselves. And then in this unit, which is unit 260, I display mostly just people I've been working with for years. Most of these artists who are on display here, I've known 7 years or longer. A few of them here and there I haven't known that long. They're all good friends of mine. And then I also use this space as my studio so I can create my own art. So when I first started doing my art, there weren't a lot of good places to display as a new artist. The art world isn't really that warm and welcoming at first. It's really intimidating to find a place that you can sell your art out of. I was having troubles because I talked to a gallery owner and their commissions felt really intimidating, or there was always something there, and I'm just trying to give a nice, easy spot for an artist who doesn't have the money for their own booth at some place like First Friday. They can't afford an entire wall in one of these mini galleries. Just a nice, simple spot where they can come, low commissions, and sell art. I don't really have a lot of artists in my family. My biological grandfather, I was told was a great artist, but I've never seen any of his work, unfortunately. It started mostly, I have really bad handwriting, and when I was doing that graffiti, they would make fun of my handwriting, so I had to figure something out that people would not make fun of me for. And when I started doing the stencils, people liked it, and so I found something I was good at, and I just kind of kept with it. First Friday has always been, for me, my first real entry into the idea of retail sales for my paintings. I had a few people before that who saw some of my paintings and asked me to paint something for them. I didn't really have an avenue that was easy, like low barrier of entry. And then I started doing the First Fridays with my old art gallery, the Artistic Armory, and the barrier of entry was just so low. You'd need just $100 and a table and some grid walls. And those were all things that you could ask me, who was basically unemployed at the time, to gather. And my very first Friday, I brought, I think it was like 20 or 30 paintings, and I sold every single one of them. And that's what ended up becoming my main day for sales. It's really what I based most of my art career around, was getting ready for First Fridays and it's where I met some of the best connections I have, art and otherwise. It's just a great place where everyone from all kinds of walks of life congregate to. So you can find me here in the Arts Factory. I'm in 2 different units. One of them is Unit 290 and one of them is Unit 260. And they're both located upstairs inside of Warhol's loft. You can also see me, I will be the featured artist for the month of December for First Friday, and I'll also be set up there.